Good morning, FlossTube. My name is Leann, and I am leann.stitches here on YouTube and on Instagram, and this is my 15th FlossTube. I'm excited to be filming just 1 week after I filmed last time, just to try to get back in the habit of it, and just, I don't know, filming FlossTube is fun, and talking with everybody about it is fun, and I really missed it over the summer while we were super busy. So this is my channel where I talk about cross stitch and basically cross stitch. Every once in a while I throw something else in there. You never really know what you're gonna get with me, let's be honest. Anyway, let's get to the stitching. As always, the first piece that I'm gonna show you is my Marble Heroes piece. This is my focus piece for the year, so that I can try to finish it up for my husband next year. It is by Popular Cross Stitch on Etsy. However, the last time I checked, the Etsy shop was closed. The reason why I keep checking is because I keep hoping that if I send enough emails that maybe they'll make it the pattern keeper compliant, but they're compatible, not compliant. But like I said, the last time I looked, the Etsy shop was closed. So I'm not really sure if there's other sellers selling this pattern on Etsy. But yeah. Anyway, I am getting super close to a page finish. I think I have under 300 stitches left. So here's what it looks like. Where I worked the most was on this guy, Human Torch, and I really just filled in a lot of his coloring, and then I also filled in a lot of these grays and blacks, and I did his face. So yeah, normally I had been picking a color from the top and then color completing and doing it that way. But as I got into all these grays and stuff, it was just like a couple stitches here and there. And so I was changing floss all the time and I just wasn't really getting any progress, and I'm really gunning for that page finish. So I kind of took a different approach this time, and I'm picking colors that have the most stitches left so that I can get through those and really see the progress. And so now I'm down to, like I said, under 300 stitches for this page, and each color has 30 or less stitches. Anyway, the next piece that I worked on was my start for my birthday, because my birthday was last Sunday. So we did Superhero Saturday, and then I spent 2 days working on Royal Holiday by Mirabilia. And it was just so much fun to stitch on this. I don't even know what to say about it. I just had so much fun. I literally sat and just stitched all day. I mean, I had to work last weekend, so I basically worked until 3 or 4 o'clock, and then I came home and just stayed up all night, and well, till about 1 o'clock, just stitching, and I got so much progress. I have a thread in there that I'm trying to get out. And I just am completely in love with this pattern. And I didn't fold it in a way that was going to be easy to show. So here is how far I got. Oh, and that is totally upside down. Go me. Let's try this again. This is where I got to. And what I did is, obviously this is the page line. And so I started in the middle and I just worked all through here. And then I started pulling the colors up. So this follows her dress. So here's her knee. And these are ribbons that come off of the bouquet that she's holding that has a candle on it up here. And so this is her dress, and this is a little sash that comes down. And then after I started getting up here, when I came back to fill in these colors, I started bringing it down below that page line to try to avoid getting that line in case my tension changes. In between when I work on the top page and the bottom page, I just really wanted to try to avoid that. And then in here is where all these swirls, half of them are Krynic and then half of them are just a dark brown. So I'm kind of leaving those until the whole dress is done and I can just go through and do all of the swirls. So yeah, that's where I got to it. I spent 2 days working on it. I did not count my stitches. You know, up until this point, everything I've done with magical stitches or some other task in mind. And it's great when I'm working on full coverage projects, but when I work on paper patterns, it's very time consuming. to count all of the stitches. And normally I don't mind doing that, but when things have been really stressful the way they've been the last couple of months at work and where I'm just working like crazy, you know, it kind of takes away the relaxing nature of stitching. So I've decided that for paper patterns for the time being, I am not going to be counting my stitches, and I'm just going to stitch and have fun. And I haven't really figured out how that's going to affect my Magical Stitches stuff right now, because, you know, I joined a team and I promised to stitch and I promised to upload my progress because it is a competition year and stuff like that. But, you know, if I stress myself out, then I'm not going to stitch at all. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going through my head. So I don't know how many stitches I did. I just know that I made a lot of progress and I had a lot of fun stitching on it. So the next piece I'm going to show you is Halloween Quaker. And this was previously a focus piece because in Magical Stitches, if your penalty stitches are done on your oldest whip, well, my oldest whip is Marvel, which is being used in another challenge. So then my next oldest whip, now that I finished Beauty and the Beast, becomes this Halloween Quaker. And so I was doing 1,000 stitches a week on this just to do homework. And since I'm not counting stitches anymore, I have to figure out how that's going to work, or if I want to keep counting just on this one. I don't really know. But here's where I'm at. I stitched this cat, this bat, this W, and this little diamond. And it was so much fun. It's been a long time since I've pulled this piece out. And I don't know, it was fun to work on again. I thought I was really close to finishing, but I took another look at the pattern when I finished those 3 motifs, and I've still got all of this over here. Plus I haven't done those cats yet. And then I've got all of this. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. So I've got a lot to go. I don't know why I thought I was almost done, but yeah. And you know what? That picture right there of me frowning and holding up that thing is going to be my thumbnail watch, because apparently YouTube loves to give me thumbnails of me frowning and holding up a picture or a project or something. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, the last project I worked on this week, because it was a long week, I worked a lot, so I didn't stitch every day. I pulled out And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor, and I haven't stitched on this all year long, and I haven't done anything for Sampler September yet, and I do have several samplers. Most of them are these huge pieces, and so I really wanted to do something for that, and I went back and forth on whether or not I was going to do Consider the Lilies or And a Forest Grew, and I chose this one for 2 reasons. Number 1, because I hadn't worked on it all year, and number 2, because I have some frogging to do on Consider the Lilies before I really can go forward. And I didn't want to spend my Friday night frogging because it's a lot. And I knew that I literally would spend my entire Friday night frogging and probably not getting any stitches done, and probably not get any stitching done. I can talk, I swear. So I worked on this one instead. And I finished 2 pages last year. And so I started working on the 3rd page. And right here, I did this tree, and I did that tree, and I did that tree. And it was really fun. I love this piece. There's a lot of color changing, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this that makes it so much fun to stitch, but I love it, and I'm not going to question it too much. So yeah, that was all the stitching I did this week. I guess I will talk about what I plan. I'm trying to do something new to try to get my stitching mojo back up, and just try not to feel like it's work, where when I'm model stitching or just doing too many tasks and trying to fit too many things in to groups and counting and all of that. Like I said, it's just, it hasn't it's been stressful lately because of all of the other stresses going on in life. So I decided that I was going to start trying to plan out my week by the things that I wanted to stitch and then see how it fit in. And since I'm trying not to count stitches on paper patterns, I want to at least do enough of my full coverage patterns that are in Pattern Keeper that I can count those stitches and still help my team out, like with maybe some of the monthly tasks or building cabins or things like that. And I really like stitching on things for more than one day or one night if I can. So I tried to throw that in there a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm just going to play with it for a few weeks and see what works for me. I still have my Marvel Heroes piece. That's going to be my Superhero Saturday Sal. I'll put the hashtag up. So Saturdays I stitch on Marvel and I use the hashtag Superhero Saturday Sal. And if you want to stitch on a superhero on Saturday, please join me. So that's today. And then tomorrow, oh, these are out of order. Oh, these are really out of order. What did I do? Okay, so tomorrow I am, for Sampler September, going to work on Consider the Lilies. It's a massive piece. And this, and I started it when I didn't know as much about stitching, and I put it on 28 count, which means it's going to be really big. And if I had to do it over again, I would probably do 1/1 on 28 count or 25 count at the very least and make it a little bit smaller. But here's where I'm at on this. And this is fabric I hand dyed. It's similar to my Love Potion colorway, but not quite. It's got some brown in it that Love Potion doesn't have. So what happened is this is too low. And I don't know how I did it, but basically I should have started it up here. So instead of frogging the whole thing, I just want to frog this bottom part and just add one more, and I got to frog that top part and just add one more of these up here to make it right, and then re-stitch the basket. But then I also have to frog this whole thing, and I have to frog the little hedgehog because they both need to be up, because what I did was I stitched this thing and then I put these in relation to this. And then as I came down here and I started doing this flower here, that's when I realized that that wasn't right. So it's a lot of frogging. It's probably close to 700 stitches that I got to frog. No, I'm sorry, 1,000 stitches that I have to frog, because this guy right here was 500 or 700 stitches. I can't remember exactly how many. So yeah, I'm going to work on that today. And hopefully, I think I might just frog it one thing at a time and like frog the flower and redo the flower so I get some stitching in and don't spend my entire day just pulling out stitches, because that would be really frustrating. Or did I say today? I meant tomorrow. I don't know what I said, let's be honest. Okay, after that, Monday, I'm going to work on Mirabilia. I'm going to try to do Mirabilia Mondays, just to see how it goes. Monday nights, I hold a crochet class at my studio, and so I don't get home until close to 9 o'clock, and so I don't really know how that's going to go, because a lot of times I don't end up stitching on those nights. But some nights, if I go in and the crochet class is going on and I spend a lot of time dyeing yarn, then I get really keyed up and I can't go to sleep. So it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be a complete failure because I'm not going to do any stitching because I'm so tired, or I'm going to get tons of stitching done because I'm going to be so amped up from dyeing yarn and drinking a ton of soda and caffeine right before bedtime that I'll be up until 1 or 2 in the morning and I'll get tons of stitching done. So we're going to see how that goes. And then after that, I am going to work on my God Shed His Grace, which is this one. And I think I mentioned it on my video last time that this was supposed to be one of my focus pieces this year. Not a huge focus piece, but one of my smaller ones, because I want to get this done, you know, before 10 years is up, to hang in our living room. Maybe 5 years, I don't know. So that's where I'm at with that. And I'll probably just keep filling in around here and moving up, because I've got the Q-snap. When I put it in the Q-snap, it gives me this big square. And so I'll probably just keep working on those pages. So there's that. And then the last piece I think I'm going to try to work on is Mini Tea and Books. This is by Heaven and Earth Designs. I just haven't worked on this one in a while, and I thought it would be fun. And I'm really just working on background, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know why. I haven't done the meat of anything. I haven't gotten to the books. I haven't gotten to the teacup. I've just been doing background, and I've really been loving it. It's a very relaxing stitch. So that's where I'm at there. And I'll probably just keep filling in, and as you go, the gold gets lighter and lighter. So I'm just gonna work on that. And that is really all I have for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good weekend and a good week. I hope you have some fun, safe things planned, and I hope that whatever you do, you lead with love. Bye.